Okay, Mamie Rogers. I became a member of Stony in 1950. I guess I'd have to say my mama had the greatest impact on my life. She always took us to church. And my daddy died when I was 10. So Mama had the most impact on me. For several years we lived on Purnell Road, and we went to Free Union Church. And then we moved down to Stony Hill in 1947 across from the church. So this has always been home to Mama. One of the big events to us was always homecoming day. We had a lot of people to come and visit with us on homecoming day. And we usually had a visiting pastor to come and have the sermon. And then in the afternoon, we had singing. Lunch was on the ground. In Mama's days, it was on the ground. But in my day, it was on tables behind the church. And it was always a very exciting time. You got to see people that you hadn't seen in years, really. They would come back and visit Stony Hill. Another thing, the women, older women, had a circle meeting, and they used to get together once a month, and they had some fundraisers, and they helped pay for the community house. Am I right, Curtis?
Huh?
Isn't that right? The women's circle, they helped pay on the community house.
Who is that?
The women's circle.
I'm sure they did. Everybody had a good part.
I think I'm right. And another thing we used to do, we used to have cottage prayer meeting. We had a little old organ that we would take with us, and we would go from different houses and have prayer meeting on Wednesday night. And sometimes we would have it at the community house. But we had a good turnout where we would have the cottage prayer meetings. Another thing that was always exciting to us was at Christmas we had real plays. We had Christmas plays, and we'd have to start in November. Learning our parts. We had a big number to participate in the Christmas play, the young people, and we had a nice Christmas program. And at the end, we always had the fruit baskets, and Santa Claus always came to visit children. Another thing, we had a good choir. Mr. Herman Harrison and Mr. Vance Chapel used to be the choir leaders. And they did it for years and years. And the only two that I can remember ever been playing the pianos was Euphane Harrison and Lois Keith. Lois Davis then and Euphane Ray. But they were the only two that could play, and they always played the piano. On Sundays, for regular service, we would have, most of the time, the church would sing 2 songs, and the choir would sing. And we always said, off and on, we had a lot of special music from the different ones in the church that would sing special music for us. In revival then, we had revival twice a year, in the spring and in the fall. And most of the time, we had, I think we always had a different pastor from another church or one of our older pastors to come and speak during revival. And we would have a good turnout. A lot of the churches around would participate and come into the revival meeting with us. And we'd have a good number participating in it. And that was always sort of special to us. And sometimes we would have the different churches would come out and we'd visit different churches and sing. The choirs would sing at the different churches. That was always neat for us to do that. And we used to have, the children had a softball team, the boys and girls, and they always enjoyed having the ball teams. In Bible school, we always had Bible school, and had a good turnout for that. And on Easter and Father's Day and Mother's Day, the children would always have parts. They would stand up in front of the church and say their parts for us. I think I've said what I did.
Now, you said you started coming in 1950.
No, I was already coming. I joined Stony Hill in 1950.
Church in 1950.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
And I was baptized.
You were baptized
At the river.
Okay. All right.
That was down, you know, where you don't know, but anyhow, where the road used to go down by, what was the road? Anyway, you turn off 98 to the left. Well, no, before you get 64, you turn off 98 to the left and go down that road, and that's where we had baptism.
Okay, good. Yeah. So do you think you became a Christian at Stony Hill or before you came here?
At Stony Hill.
At Stony Hill. And do you remember any of the events around that? Was it a revival or was it?
Well, at the time that I joined the church, W.C. Barron was preaching at New Light. They were having revival. And I went up at New Light, but I professed profession of faith at New Light, but I told him that I wanted to, I was wanting to be a member of Stony Hill.
And do you remember anything else about the service, or it's a long time ago? So what are your first memories then at Stony Hill? Or some of the, you just went through a lot of memories. You don't tell me anymore, but your mother was already here.
Right.
So that just made sense for you to come over here. Okay. Who are some of the members? You mentioned your mother. Any other members or pastors, either one, who you think had a big impact on you?
I think W.C. Barron did. Yeah. And a lot of the members, I don't know, we were just close. Everybody here was close. It was Bailey's and Harrison's, and that was mainly what was coming here, and Ray's, and we were just close.
Yeah.
Woodliff's, they started coming later. But.
So, the closeness you thought came just because you spent a lot of time together.
Right. Because everybody was always at church on Sundays, and you felt free to. Everybody, after Sunday's church was over, you stood out there and talked a little bit with each other before you went home. So,
yeah.
And to me, Stony Hill is just home.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Can you think of ways that you're thankful that maybe you've been able to bless others a bit since you've been here?
Well, I think I've lived a good life. And I think it happened in Awanas. I was rewarded by doing that. And, working with the children at other times, participated, going to things that they had. And I've received blessings from it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's good to just reflect on, people bless you, and then you can turn around and bless others, and that's what makes the church a great place, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So if someone were thinking about joining Stony Hill, what would you tell them about that?
I would tell them that I thought it was a good church to be a member of. I thought they would enjoy it.
Yeah, well, good. Okay, well, there's nothing else. You did a great job. You brought a list. That was fantastic. I love that. I think it was a very good interview. The thing I'm excited about, if I just ask the same questions and nobody brings a list, then we keep talking about the same thing. So you brought new things, and that's what we want to do. We want to hear different things. So you did a great job in this interview. I'm so thankful you gave me some time today to do that. And I think other